Yeah. Okay, chapter on bonds. Now we finished the chapter on corporation. This is a six. It would be like this. 12. But on the six now 12. I guess Tasha has drawn one. I'm sure she is. Tony, I hope he makes it. I don't want to think about drawing him. This is, no Carl Cooper here in 20 minutes. But anyway, chapter 13, please get that finished on Zinc, okay? I know it was long, I know it's hard, but if you can get a beat on it, that might be okay for you. Because it's averaged in with 9 other chapters. If you get a 70 on it, 9 other chapters should pull it up to an 80. So on and so. But anyway, if I drop a low grade and Syncage is one for grades, you want to got 3 other grades there within the Syncage, and so forth. Now some of you, I want to drop that first grade. So like they want to drop the second grade, we'll see. Okay. So hopefully you did well on the first, if they can pressure off this one. Alright, but you can get these 2 chapters. Today we're gonna pick back up with bonds. Just a couple of things on the screen up here. I don't know why this one's not working. Okay, now we'll just issue a bond for $20,000. What do we do? Cash. Okay, what? What do we issue?
Bonds.
What are you gonna credit? Bonds what?
Payable.
Okay.
I was thinking, was it payable?
There's cash and credit bonds payable, sure. That's just a generic entry to start you out with bonds. And we pay interest in those bonds. How often do we pay interest? How often? Semi-annually, okay, twice a year. Usually, don't have to be, but it may usually. Bonds we're dealing with will be semi-annual. All right, bonds are, what is the face amount of a bond? What's the face amount?
$1,000.
$1,000. And if I quote a bond in 97, it sells for how much?
97. I'll do it. I know this deal.
And if I sell a bond for 97, decimal 97 times 1,000 would be
97.
what?
970.
970, okay. Well, you said it's a five-star appraiser. You didn't put the dollars on it. That's it.
I just want to get it out.
All right. And to sell a bond for 105? 1,000? 1,050. You sold a bond for 95 and a half.
950.
955. Okay. All right, so you got the bonds. And we sell for less, we sell a bond for 100, we sell it for for 1,000. Okay, so you got that. When we sell for a bond for 97, that's a discount. We sell a bond for 103, that's a premium. And like I said, we can calculate that by using present value tables. But I'm not going to get into that with you. Whereas you have to calculate the present value of a bond. They'll usually just give it to you in a problem. $10 million bond will be given to you in 900 and, so many thousand, and you can try to get the discount. Carl, you were 20 minutes early today. Almost on time. Add 5 minutes to that, and you'll be doing okay. All right. Anyway, this is just questions. I left my little junk drive at home. I had tax returns on it, and I had to go in to Moodle. Now I went into your all's Moodle, and I had the solutions on there from 1917. This book is 3 years old. It changes next year, so your resale value probably won't be worth a dime. But anyhow, it closed out in January. Started January, closed out, and I had to up it to June. So you do have solutions. It might say 2017, but that is the solutions you need. Okay, on Moodle. Nobody had brought that to my attention. We all able to find solutions on Moodle?
Yep.
I must have them in another place. Come in, Mark. What's for breakfast today? Anyway, Marcus believes that breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. All right. Anyway, now I gave you some little short problems on this chapter, exercises. What were they? And they may overlap with some in the book. That's okay if they do. Okay, Alicia, what exercise did I give you for today?
7, 9, 10.
Is that all? Well, I went really light with you, didn't I? Okay, let's look at page 706. All right, look at exercise 4 briefly. This corporation has 7.5% bonds due in 2022, reported as selling for $82.95. That's an odd price. That would be $829.50 per bond. Definitely a big discount. Were the bonds selling at a premium or discount? Just told you that. Why is Stone Energy Corporation able to sell its bonds at this price? Why does a corporation sell its bonds at a discount?
Give people a buy.
Well, yeah. But mainly, they're paying 7.5%. Other bonds are probably paying 8.5% or 9%. You got to sell yours at a discount to get people to buy them. Okay, that's what you said, to get people to buy them. But if you sell a bond at a premium, you also want people to buy them, but you're paying a better interest rate than other bonds are paying. All right, down on number 5, interest for issuing bonds. We issued the bonds for cash at their face amount. Well, that's $900,000. Now we just went over that a minute ago. What do we debit for $900,000?
Cash.
And credit?
Payable.
Bonds payable. Now these bonds are paying how much interest? What percent are they paying?
7.
7. What is half of 7?
3.5.
How you write 3.5 as a decimal? Decimal 0.35. Now multiply that by 900,000. How much interest?
31,500
And what do you debit for that?
interest expense.
And what do you credit?
Cash.
All right. Can't find out where it went. Exercise 5, I guess. I overshot it. Alright. So, wait a minute. That's number 4. It's just like number 5, I guess. Okay. Am I missing something here? Alright. There is exercise 5. But they're 900,000, right? Alright, so those solutions I made open this morning are probably from an older book. 17, yeah, that one went out. The next district, so your district's been good for 18, 19, 20. Anyway, here are the entries, but the wrong amounts. And I guess we had to make an adjusting entry. Recorded accrued interest for 2 months. So, if we recorded interest for 2 months, how much interest would that be? I'm going to try to find the right. What's the accrued interest? How much was the interest, Fraser, for 6 months?
31.5.
We'll record the accrued interest for 2 months. Take 2 over 6, or 1/3 of that, and that'll be your accrued interest.
10,500.
All right, and you debit interest expense and credit interest payable. All right, number 6, you didn't have that one either. All right, so let's go ahead and be doing number 6 while I find some correct solutions. Now, where are those solutions? Okay, that's syllabus for 2020. That's the solutions I opened up for 2017. You said I put those solutions on here, I guess right here. Is that the solution? No, that's closed out too. That was 18. Okay, Amy, you've been to Solutions of Moodle. Where are
No,
you?
I didn't, I've not been to them on Google. When the last semester I saved them on my computer, they're in a folder on my computer.
Oh, that was
That's how I
smart.
get to them.
That was smart. The what?
Keep going.
That's syllabus. That's 17.
That's chapter 11.
That's PowerPoint. Now these right here should work.
Yeah, that's chapter 11.
Just 11.
Alex, like February 24th to March 1st.
I didn't think I put them down that far. That's chapter 14 solutions. I could do better than that. I think I should be able to put them all on there in a group. Okay, February 24th. I clicked that. Click what? Right here, okay.
No, you just did it. Go back.
Go back.
Look at, the right logo.
Go back.
Right
See,
under
was
the-
it Grace Island? You click that right logo.
right there. Right there in the one.
Word. I don't even know what. Now what?
It's flashing at the bottom.
It what?
The box over there in the, on the very bottom.
Oh, way
Right
over
there.
here.
Up.
Up. Oh boy. We'll get it. Right there. That's still 600,000. That's still the same old solutions I brought up.
That's okay. Look at X.
Okay, maybe I did have those others on. Okay, hopefully. I knew I had them on there, but I thought I had them in one package there. Alright, that's more like it. Whew. All that to get that. But anyway, Fraser gave you 10,500 debit interest, expense, credit, accrued interest. Alright, now here you can take 7% of 900,000 times 2 over 12 because it's 2 months. Now, if you took 3.5% of 900,000, it'd be 2 over 6. Okay? So however you find that interest rate is fine, as long as you find it. Okay, now I had you to start looking at number 6. If you didn't get there, that's okay. But number 6, if you sell the bonds for less than 10,000, you got a discount. Now, interest expense, discount. Now the 350, what was the interest rate? Number 6, what was the interest rate? Still 7%? Okay, what is 3.5% of 10 million?
350,000.
All right. Now, how many years were these bonds good for? 5 or 10? All right, how many semi-annual periods are in 5 years? 10. All right, so divide this discount by 10. Divide 5,585 by 10. And what you got?
$40,558.50.
All right, round that off to 40,559. All right, so now we got a real interest expense when we add these two together because discount increases your real interest expense. It's the same thing for every payment. You can see this payment is the same as this payment. That's the way the interest method is. Okay? So date,
No, I got a doctor's appointment that I just forgot about.
well, that's a date.
Yeah, I'm on that.
All right. Anyhow. So, how much interest did we pay this year? We paid 700,000, 350, and we added on that discount, 40,559. Our real interest expense was 581,118. All right. Now, this is a straight line method. It's pretty easy. It's when we get to the amortization method, it gets a little harder. We're going to try to practice that today. All right, now we're down to the homework assignment now, number 7. And I'm sure 100% everybody in here has this one. Okay. LOL. All right, I knew that LOL would come in handy someday. All right, Smalley Corporation wholesale repair products to equipment. On April the 1st, Smalley issued $20 million of 5-year 9% notes at a market effective interest rate of 8%, receiving cash of $20,811,910. All right, so you debit cash for that amount, don't you? And your credit bond's payable for what amount? Right. And what is the difference? You gotta debit something for the difference. It's called what?
Discount on bonds.
No, it's called,
Premium.
you have to credit that. I'm sorry, you have to credit premium. All right, so here's what you got. On number 7. So I'm expecting you now to be able to record discounts and premiums and amortize by the straight line method. We're gonna get to the amortization method. Alright? Now, we're gonna pay interest on these bonds. How much is the interest on the bonds? Is it 7%?
Yeah.
Half of that is 3.5. Would that be 700,000? Is it 700,000 interest? I don't know, I may be. What was the interest rate? What was the interest rate? Is it 8, 9, what is it?
8%.
Alright, so what is half of 8? And then 4% of 20 million is? Wait a minute, how are we getting 900? Are you sure it's 8%? It's gotta be. Let me read it. On April the 1st, they issued bonds at 9% bonds. You gotta take the bond rate, no matter what else it says. It did say 8, but that was the market rate. Our bonds are paying 9, market's paying 8, so we can demand a premium. So 9% or 4.5% of 20 million is 900,000. Remember, the bond rate is what you're paying interest on. All right, so credit 900,000. Now divide 811,000 10 by 10 periods, 10 semi-annual periods. Divide 811, 0, 10 by 10. And you got what? You got 81,101. That adds on, that subtracts. A premium will subtract from your real interest expense. To the 900, it's 899. Now your next payment will be identical. If they had one, it'd be identical. The second payment, 8th payment, 9th payment, 10th payment, they're all the same. Same interest. 10 times. And then you call in the bonds. And you debit bonds payable on credit cash for 20 million. Investors are willing to pay more for the bonds that pay a higher rate of interest. The market went down bad yesterday, Dow, NASDAQ, S&P 500. Why? Anybody know why the market went down? Right. It's in China real bad. It's in South Korea. It's in Japan. It's in Iran. We got 20 or 30 cases in America. Japan has about 80,000 affected with that virus. Not Japan, but China. Now, do you all have any products at home made in China? Probably do. A lot of electronics are made in China. And they're not letting their workers go to the factory. And they're not producing these goods that other countries are buying. So it's hurting China. It's hurting us. Some people won't order something right now from China because they're afraid it would have that virus on it. So Americans are not buying from China. And that hurts trade. So it's starting to hurt all the way around the world. People doubted yesterday. So hopefully that virus. Carl, has it got in your home country? Good. Because you have a lot of cruise ships coming into your island, don't you? And that one cruise ship had a lot of infected people on it. And I guess Japan, and I guess some of the Americans have gotten back with the quarantine. Those cruise ships cost a lot. They got a lot of misery for their money this time, but, can't help it. Hey, Tony, I thought I was gonna have to drop you from class. I was about, if you hadn't showed up today, you've missed your 3 or 4 days. Now, are you on the basketball team, or are you redshirted, or? You're on it, okay. But anyway, they don't usually play games at 10 o'clock in the morning, do they? Okay. All right, so that's number 7, folks. Number 9, glad you showed up, Tony. I don't like to have to drop somebody. Interest for issuing and calling bonds at a loss. Now we're going to call them in. We issued the bonds for cash. This is number 9. This company produces and sells wind energy-driven engines to finance its operations. They produce and sell, they sell 15 million of 20-year 9% callable bonds on May 1st at their face amount. All right, if you issue bonds at their face amount, what do you debit?
Cash.
And credit? All right, that's all you're doing here. Now let's look at it. That's all you're doing. But pay the interest on the bonds. 4.5% of 15 million is how much? 4.5% of 15 million. All right, 675. So debit, interest, expense, and credit, cash. Now pay attention. Here, we called the bonds issued at 96. Now what is 96% of 15 million? 96% of 15 million.
14 million.
All right. Well, that's going to be your loss on your bonds. If you call it 96, wait a minute. That'd be a gain, wouldn't it? That'd be a gain. You sold them for 100. You're only paying 96 to get them back. So that's a gain when you buy them back. That would have been a loss if you were selling at 96. It would have been a discount. Now look at this entry. Did you calculate 600? You calculate what? 14.4? All right. Now bonds payable debit 15 million. The difference is gain on the redemption of bonds. So that's a new entry. First time we've had it. What I want you all to do real quick, do number 8. Number 8 is just like number 9. Number 8 is just like number 9, so please do it. But it's a premium, okay? Take about 2 minutes to write down journal entries. I can leave number 9 up there, I guess. Where is number 9? It's 8. Yeah. All right, the number 8 is just like number 9, but it's a discount, not a premium. Alright, what did you debit?
Cash.
And what'd you credit?
Funds payable.
Alright, it'd be that easy, wouldn't it, if I could find it here. For the 20 million, right? Then you paid interest of how much?
770,000.
Alright. Took care of that. Debit, interest, expense, and credit cash. Did Marcus have an emergency? Huh? Okay. Well, we won't discuss it. Yeah. Go on.
You ain't somebody got the interest again?
Now we got what?
The interest on that.
Alright. Well, the first one should have been given to you. 22 million. Now, the interest is 7%. Take half of that semi-annual, which is 3.5. Decimal 0.35. Decimal 0.35 times 22 million should give you 770, shouldn't it? All right, and we called the bonds in at 102. Well, what is 102% of 22 million? 102% of 22 million.
240,000.
All right, what do you credit for that? That's what you're paying for the bonds. 22,440,000. Now look at this entry. All right. Alicia gave us the credit. We know the debit and bonds payable of 22 million. The difference is loss on redemption of bonds. We paid more for them. We sold them for 100. We paid 102 to get them back. So we took a loss. Now, you've had all you need to know about redemption. Okay? Now I want you to go to page 709. I want you at least to have a little bit of understanding of present value. Okay, what is present value? Anybody? What is present value?
How much do you value it as
Compared to when? Somewhere down the future. All right. Now I want you to look at the first part in the appendix. I want you to look at page 709. And I want you to look at exercise 17. Now I want you to zero in on this $1 million. Now what is the interest rate on that 1 million? What's the interest rate?
10%?
All right, and it's due when? Now, I go to table 1 in your appendix, find that decimal and multiply it by a million. See what that million is worth today. Wait a minute, it says compounded annually, so now if it said semi-annual, we'd have 6 periods at 5%. But it's annual, so 3 years at 10%. Find me the present value of $1 million. What'd you get? What's the present value? Have you found the table? Now, Amy, when you go down under 10% for 3 years, what is that decimal?
0.75131.
Well, then multiply that by what, 1,000,000? Multiply that by 1,000,000. What you got? 700 and what? 1,000.
7. Oh no, 'cause I did 10 million. Wait a minute. I did 10 million.
Well, just knock off a digit and you got it for 1,000,000.
751,310.
Well, just look at present value, and you may have a couple of these pop up on a test, but I'd have to give you the present value or the tables. So you got 751,310. That's what you should get. And what's hard about getting present value? Everybody should have shouted out that answer in 10 seconds. Okay? All right. So let's see if we can speed up the next one. Okay. Number 18. Determine the present value of 200,000 to be received at the end of each of 4 years using an interest rate of 7% compound annually. All right. Now, when you get 200,000 at the end of every year, that's an annuity. You got to go to table 2. Go to table 2 for the annuity, and find the decimal. 7%. 7% times 4 years. Find that decimal and multiply it by 200,000. Table 2, 4 years, that percent, multiplied by 200,000. What you got?
677,442.
All right, 677,442. Amy's leaving everybody behind.
No, she's not.
Yeah. No child left behind. That's tough. If you don't get this, you're left behind. All right. 677,442. Now that's what 4 payments of 200,000. Now if you took those 4 payments, 200,000 apiece, that's 800,000, isn't it? But the present value of them is only 677 because of the time. Money in the future is worth it less than it is now because of inflation. Money in the past was worth more because of inflation. What you pay for something today is its present value. If you pay $1 for a bottle of water, that's its present value. Okay? Inflation used to be so high under the Carter administration, far before y'all were born, President Carter. Inflation was so bad that grocery stores had professional prices. They went around every day changing the prices. Inflation was so bad, if you went out to eat, you better pay for a hamburger in advance because the time you ate it, it would cost more. And about the same time, we had an energy crisis. Have any of your parents told you about sitting in line for 10 gallons of gas? We wanted to conserve energy. There was all kinds of advertising all over the country. Save energy. Take a shower with a friend. So, not many people got that, Amy. They didn't listen. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move over to the interest method. I cannot let you out of this interest method. All right, now here's what I want you to do on page 698. Turn a piece of paper sideways. Turn a sheet of paper sideways and write these headings down. Turn the paper sideways and write down the headings. This gives you more room if you go sideways. So at least you drive sideways. We didn't do any notes today, but we'll get those later. Stop having written down. Yeah, write down those headings. That was wrong, you're right. Tony's not even playing around with it. Ain't got any paper, pencils? All right. You got a book with you. Alright. All the ladies have these columns written down, like they should have. And they should have left 3 lines drawn, she's ready to take off, okay? Have to wait 5 minutes, everybody else. And where it says interest payments dates, those columns, for the day's practice, let's just put down 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's years. You're 0, you're 0, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and one thing is to draw lines across there for those 6 different columns.
I can't draw a straight line, so I just don't
I
know
can't
why we're
either.
putting them on there.
All right, good, Marcus, I'm glad you're alive. All right, now let's turn over to problem, assuming everybody's ready to go. Now, let me show you something here first. Now, here are your columns for the interest method. For a discount. Right, your first column is interest payment date. I had just put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, didn't I? All right, And zero, on line 0, you have nothing across here until you get over to right here. Right here, you got the discount to begin with, and you got the bond carrying amount to begin with. So we're going to do that with a problem now, and we're going to do it with problem Appendix 2, page 710, exercise 23. Page 710, exercise 23. Amortized discount by the interest method. That's why I had to draw that table. Now, you're going to issue $50 million worth of bonds at 43,495, 895. So put that 43 in column 0, right here, last column. All right, now subtract that amount from 50 million and put your unamortized discount. All right, we've got column 0 ready to go, right? All right, now let's get in your interest rates here. Interest paid. After 10-year 7% bonds, all right, what's half of 7%? All right, put 3.5% here. That's interest paid. We paid 3.5% semi-annual. I'll have to look and see if they're semi-annual, but yeah, they are. Now the market rate's 9%. So I want you to put the real interest expense is 4.5%. Half of 9%. Now let's start filling in this first row, and I'm going to turn you loose to fill in the second row. For those who are paying attention, you will get this. For those of you who are not paying attention, you'll only get it when it's test day. All right? Now, here it says face amount. You got 3.5% there, right? What's the face amount of the bonds? So multiply 50 million times 3.5. .5% of 50 million is how much? I want you to write that down 5 times. Because you pay the same amount.
Start at 0.
Huh?
Start at 0.
No, you don't pay anything on 0 date. You pay on payment 1 every 6 months, payment 2 6 months later, payment 3, payment 4, payment 5. All right, what rate do you have in column B? The what? Now, put another little label up there if you want to. 4.5% of the carrying amount, which is column what?
E.
column E, so it's really 4.5% of E. The balance in E every time, not that same number. You'll see. All right, so what is 4.5% of 400 and whatever that was? What's 4.5% of 43,495,895?
$1,957,315.
1,000,000 what?
$957,315.
And what was column A?
1,000,750,000.
1,000,000. All right, so we've got column A and B. What does C say to do? All right, do what C says to do.
Do you not want us to worry about this? Do you not want us to worry about this?
No, we're alcohol. Don't have pennies. All right, what does column D say to do? D minus C. This amount minus C leaves you that much on amortized discount. And what does E say to do? How many thousand was that in E? Is it 50,000 million? No, wait a minute. No, wait, up here. Oh. Up here is 50 million. 50 million minus D. So that gives me column E of how much? How much is column E? All right. Now, you don't have to do this chart for this exercise, but you should do it to get these amounts. Now, you should have had this to begin with if you were making the entry. Column 0. Now here's column 1. Was your real interest expense 1,957,315? Was your discount 207,315? And did you pay out cash of 1,750,000? You have that 5 times. Now do period 2. You're on your own now. Do pay period 2. Do pay period 2. You're on your own. If you do pay period 2, your answer's right here. So, what columns am I using to make a journal entry? I'm using B, C, and D to make my journal entry. Here's the cash I pay out, here's my real interest expense, here's my discount to be amortized. Now, if this were a straight line method, these numbers would all be the same if it were a straight line method. They'd all be the same, wouldn't they? But it's not the straight line method. Amortization, whereas you don't take interest on interest. All right, did you get those answers? You did not. On the second, did you get the answers on the first row? And did you get the answers on the first row? First row, you've got the 1957, 15, 207, and that's 1750. Lines A, B, and C is your journal entry. Sorry, A, B, C is your journal entry. All right? And what you're supposed to do for C. All right, and what A is supposed to be a D. D is right here, 43,495. Take away 207.
Okay, that's right.
You've got to have that carry down to go on.
Okay, I see what I did. Okay.
All right, to get to the second answer, you got 216,644 on 866, you get good. Turn around and check yours with the bond. Here's the bond. You did good on them? Hold on. Go ahead. Which one of them?
I got it.
Okay. Okay, Alicia? Yeah, these guys, test tape. Okay, on your pieces, guys. It ends.
I don't know what I'm doing. My brain is just not clicking this morning. I'm just getting it. Okay, look, let me explain what I did. So on this one, it's B take away C, right? So it's this
D,
number.
that's D to start with.
Take away.
Take away C.
Right, it gives me that.
No, it gives you carrying amount. We haven't done that yet.
But this amount is, what is this one? It's what I'm trying to figure
That's the
out.
unamortized discount.
Right, which is the D take away C, right?
D and E will always add up to 50 million. This is D take away C. But this is E take away. You can take 50 million and take this away.
And get a number here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take 50 million and take that away.
Okay.
There are two ways to get that.
Gotcha. Okay, see, that's where I was confused.
I wanted to help them that fast. I mean, please do help them that fast. All right, Carl, if you got it. 6. Mark, I don't have those copies. Carl. That's Carl. Huh? Now, the book, you're supposed to find that's the second road today.
I'm working on it.
As long as you get the entry, that's called ABC. When you get that second column, you should be able to debit interest expense. Well, credit case, that's column A. Interest expense, what is that, column B? And then column C is your discount to be amortized. Not easy. All right, you've got two problems I'd like for you to work on before Thursday. I'd like for you to work on problem 4A and 6A. 4A and 6A. Now, we haven't went over installment notes much, but we will Thursday. And 6A is what you're doing today, but it's a premium. So you'll want to copy down the headings on what page. 6A, you want to copy down the headings. Is that the same premium?
Yeah.
All right, from 6A, you want to copy down the headings for a premium on page what? 699. All right, with that, everybody trying into some problems. You're welcome to go if you've got this problem we've just been working on. Look, did you get it? Y'all get your assignments down. What two problems did I say?
14.
14,
4A,
4A, and
and 6A.
6A.
and the thing is on page 16.
Right, that's the Brickman headed, so you're welcome to leave when you get all this down.